Do you like Yu-Gi-Oh? Do you like progression-like content? Do you like to watch people suffer? Then you've come to the right place. I, Thundernumel, invite you to join me in a little adventure called Yu-Gi-Oh! Depression Series. We will start by opening one virtual booster box of Legend of Blue Eyes and we'll make a deck that we will pit against ranked opponents on Dueling Book. Based on our performance every week, we will get a different amount of coins that we will be able to use to unlock new official Yu-Gi-Oh! Products in chronological order, or buy more of the products that we already unlocked. Let's suffer together by using unplayable garbage cards and try to climb the Dueling Book ladder. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Thundernumel, and before we get into this week's episode, firstly we have to do a channel update. I've gotten a few comments from people who like the series, and you guys told me that you'd like the sets to progress faster. As I'd like to make this series challenging for myself, I'm having trouble adjusting the rules. So if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. Also, I'd like to give a big shout out to Ryan Atlas, who suggested that we should do a Wheel of Depression section in the series. Courtesy of Rev's cards and Nibiru, we will be spinning 4 Depression wheels each week. 2 of those wheels will be old wheel set spins, and 2 of those will be new wheel set spins of the sets that we didn't unlock so far. Therefore, we will get 4 boosters each week to upgrade our deck. To make this a bit harder though, we will be starting each week with 20 points instead of 24 henceforth. Another section we'll be implementing will be viewer replays. I was so impressed with my friend's game that I just had to include it in this week's episode, and if you'd like to play along with me, you can go ahead and do so. You can calculate your own monster destroyed, damage dealt, and game 1 points by yourselves. And you can also add like points that I got in every episode to that. With that out of the way, let's get into our first ever viewer replay. Our viewer game is up against Nekros, and it is worth noting that our viewer's deck is comprised of 1 starter deck Yugi, 1 starter deck Kaiba, LOB, and some Metal Raiders. He will be going first and he will set a Horn of Heaven and a Man-Eater bug and pass the turn. His opponent activates the Pencil Plume, revealing the Claw Solace, special summoning the Talismandra and the Pencil Plume. Then he will use the effect of Talismandra to add a Nekros of Unicorn to his hand. Pitching the Claw Solace, he will add a Kaleidoscope, and using the effect of Kaleidoscope, he will special summon the Unicorn by sending Herald of the Arclight. Using the effect of Herald, he will pick up the Nekros Mirror, and then using the preparation, he will take back the Kaleidoscope and add a Brionac to his hand. Then he will use the effect of Brionac, discarding it to search a Trishula. He will proceed to battle phase and attack into the Man-Eater, which will activate, trying to destroy the Unicorn, but he will negate it by using Trishula. He will set a Call by the Grave and pass his turn. Our viewer here normal summons the Legin and attacks into Talismandra, destroying it. Then in main phase 2 he will set a Trap Hole and pass. The Nekros player activates the effect of Chalice Slime, discarding 1 card to special summon a Pencil Plume from his deck. Then he will use the effect of Pencil Plume to take back the Trishula. Then he will use the effect of Nekros Mirror, and then he will banish a Claw Solace and tribute a Benten from his hand to special summon the Trishula, using the effect of Trishula to banish 3 cards. He will banish a Man-Eater bug, Horn of Heaven, and Fisher. Then using the effect of Benten, he will pick up the Vanity's Ruler. He will tribute summon the Vanity's Ruler, which is swiftly met by Trap Hole. He will then proceed to battle phase, attacking with Unicorn and then attacking with Trishula, dealing some massive damage. Our viewer here draws into a Waboku, and it's also worth noting that it's probably the only chainable trap in his deck, and he swiftly passes. The Nekros player activates Kaleidoscope and then sends Antis from his extra deck to his graveyard to special summon another Unicorn. Then using the effect of Antis, he will try to pop the Waboku, but our viewer here will chain it and will take no damage for the rest of the turn. For turn, he draws into a Wall of Illusion and he sets it. Now the Nekros player here Link summons into Neptis the Sacred Flame. Let's take a look at this monster for a second. It cannot be destroyed by battle, it cannot be destroyed by card effects, and neither player can target this card with card effects. So it's a 4800 attack monster that's basically unaffected. Well, almost unaffected, he proceeds to battle phase, attacking into the Wall of Illusion, and the Wall of Illusion effect activates, bouncing it to the extra deck. For turn, our viewer draws into Soul Exchange and passes. The Ritual player here activates the effect of Chalice Slime, discarding itself to special summon a Talismandra from his deck. Then using the effect of Talismandra, he will pick up a Brionac, discarding the Brionac to search a big Nekros. Then he will discard a Closolus for a Unicorn, then Unicorn for Mirror, and then he will use the effect of Mirror to special summon the big guy. The big guy attacks directly, but we are not dead yet. Our viewer here activates Soul Exchange, tributing the big guy to special summon Curse of Dragon. Actually, no, scratch that, to normal summon Curse of Dragon. The Nekros player here attempts to activate the effect of Candle, revealing the Kaleidoscope, but he has no targets in deck, so he just passes. Our viewer draws into Witch of the Black Forest and destroys his Talismandra with the Witch and attacks directly with the Curse of Dragon. So the Nekros player here draws into Manju of the 10,000 Hands. Using the effect of Manju, he will pick up another Brionac, and then using the Kaleidoscope, he will send the Synchro Brionac to Ritual Summon his Nekros of Brionac. Then he will proceed to destroy the Curse of Dragon and then the Witch of the Black Forest. Now he attempts to activate Called by the Grave in the damage step, which is an illegal play, so our viewer here is able to search a Jirai Gumo. Next he will summon the Jirai Gumo and attack, calling the coin toss wrong, and he will proceed to activate the Fissure to destroy Nekros of Brionac. And the Nekros player just quits here because he is out of Nekros monsters. Yep, guys, we have an actual win with just LOB, MRD, and starter decks Yugi and Kaiba.
First of all, congratulations, Mr. Krabs.
Hello, I like
winning.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that one as much as I did. I'd really like it if we could make this into a tradition. So if you decide to start your own challenge, do send me replays. I'll leave my email in the description. And you might get featured in the next episode. Also do consider liking and subscribing, because I'd like to continue making videos for you guys. Now let's get down into the point breakdown. Up until now we managed to destroy 7 monsters, which equals 0 points. We dealt 9,150 damage, which equals 1 point, and we won 1 game last week, so that equals another 10. We also didn't spend 2 points last week, so those carry over, and we got another 50 likes on episodes in this series, which equals another 5 points. That's 18 points in total. And if we add that to our free 20 points, we'll get 38, which is just 2 off unlocking Metal Raiders, which we cannot do through challenges since we didn't pull any polymerization, so summoning Metal Dragon is impossible. I'm thinking I'll just spin our Depression wheels and use the 4 boosters we get from that for this episode, and then carry over the 38 points for the next one, so we can finally open Metal Raiders. With that being said, let's spin the Depression wheels! Okay guys, that was an insane opening. I never would have imagined that we would have pulled a white prince and a lady in white. That's basically a skull servant engine if we had the king of the skull servants. But we did pull the samurai skull, so we should be on the lookout for another one of these. Anyways, I'll just go over the cards that are new inclusions to the deck. I decided to run Arcana Force 7, the Chariot. It's basically a Goyo Guardian if you hit the coin toss effect. If you don't, you give the control of it to your opponent. But it's a 1700 beater and it could be good, I guess, in certain situations. I also decided to run Artifact Chakram because it can prevent back row destruction and it can special summon itself. Also, you could set it in back row and let your opponent destroy it to special summon it, and we are really lacking the special summoning effects. And then we are running one copy of Breaker, the Dark Magical Warrior. It's basically a normal Breaker but on a tribute summon and a bigger body, and he can destroy more back row, which is basically another copy of Summon Skull, I guess. Then we are running one copy of Gokiri Scorpio, because it could be normal summon, then it's 2300 attack beater. We are running one copy of Samurai Skull. We can use the effect of Samurai Skull on summon to dump a dragon zombie to Dectin, and we can also use its floating effect to go into a Vandred Revenants, which is another decent monster. It's an 1800 beater, and it also special summons itself once if it's removed from the field. So that's about it. Oh yeah, and I'm running one copy of Super Heavy Samurai Swordsman because, I mean, his effect is pretty bad, but it could come in useful, and honestly we don't have that many effect monster to speak of. We are also including one Tour of Doom. It's a pretty terrible effect, but yeah, since we don't have any interruptions, this is as good as it gets. As for our extra deck, we are running one copy of number 58 Burner Vision. His effect is that he can be equipped as an equipped spell to an Xyz monster, and then that Xyz monster can attack directly. And also when that monster inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can discard one card and inflict 500 burn damage. My thought process with this is that I could destroy my opponent's Xyz monster with like Fisher, Dark Hole, Raigeki, or just by battle, and then using Monster Reborn to special summon it. Then making a Burner Vision and making the monster be able to attack directly. I know it's a long shot, but honestly, why not at this point? We also pulled one copy of Pilgrim Reaper, but his attack is really low, and honestly his meal effect doesn't seem very useful for us. We could theoretically make it with Breaker and Summon Skull, but I don't think we'll be able to do that. Anyways, let's go into the games. Our first game of the week is up against YUGIOH Giant Turbo. And I don't even know what to say about this deck. So our opponent's playing 60 cards in the main, 15 in the extra deck. He draws his hand, looks at it, and concedes. It consisted of YUGIOH Giant, Evenly Matched, Double Xyz Change Tactics, and Lightning Storm. And I PM'd the opponent after the game and asked him why he left, and this is the response I got. Yep, I got the points, it counts. Moving on. YUGIOH Giant, more like YUGIOH Giant Brick. Am I right? Please don't leave. Our second game is up against Trickstars, and we are gonna be going first this time around. It's not often we are doing that, so we set reinforcements and a Hein and we pass the turn. Our opponent's hand is not looking great, honestly. He opened up double Reincarnation, a Nibiru, Dark Magician, Solemn Strike, and the Ash Blossom. He will start his turn by setting double Trickster Reincarnation and the Solemn Strike and passing it back to us. Next, we will normal summon the Dragon Zombie, and we will proceed to battle phase attacking directly with it. He doesn't respond to it, so we just pass the turn. For turn he draws Infinite Impermanence, setting his Ash and passing. We will flip up the Hein using his effect to bounce back the Ash to the hand. Then we will proceed to equip Sword of Dark Destruction to our Dragon Zombie, giving it another 400 attack points, and attack directly with Hein for 450 and with Dragon Zombie for another 2000 damage. We pass back the turn, and for the turn, our opponent draws Droll and Lockbird. We set the Hein, but our opponent doesn't allow us to because we clicked end turn before we did that, and honestly it was just Dueling Book lagging, but what can you do about it? So we pass the turn, he sets the Ash again, sets the Infinite Impermanence and passes it back to us. For turn we draw the Summon Skull, tributing the Hein to normal summon it, and proceed to battle phase attacking into the face down monster with Summon Skull. We destroy the Ash and then proceed to attack directly with Dragon Zombie. For turn our opponent draws the Trickstar Corobane. He uses the effect of Trickstar Corobane because he has no monsters on the field. He special summons it, attacking into our Dragon Zombie. However, in damage step we activate Reinforcements, giving our Dragon Zombie another 500 attack points, destroying his Corobane in the process. He takes 500 and passes it back to us. In standby he activates Reincarnation and we allow it to resolve because we have no response to it, so we draw another 4 cards. On resolution of the Reincarnation he activates another one and changes Droll, so we just lost our hand. However, we are in a winning position, so we should hopefully be still able to win even after that. We declare a direct attack with Summon Skull. He banishes Reincarnation, special summoning the Corobane in defense. We proceed to destroy Corobane and then declare a direct attack with Dragon Zombie. He again banishes Reincarnation, special summoning the Corobane in attack position this time around. However, I decide to crash Dragon Zombie because I was fearing some link plays. As it turns out, I was correct because he was playing Verte in his extra deck. We pass the turn, he just sets an Ash again and passes. For turn we draw a Vaboku, we set the Vaboku. Oh, actually, first we destroy the Ash Blossom, then we set the Vaboku, and then we pass the turn. For turn our opponent draws Imperial Order, and then with no summonable monsters, our opponent quits. Yep, guys, we have our first actual win. First legit win. And it was against Richtars. Another 10 points this week. Let's go! Let's go!
Let's go!
Our next game is up against Dinos, and we are opting to go first. At this point I didn't know what I was up against, so I opted to keep my Swords of Revealing Light in my hand in order to preserve resources, but yeah, he opens up Misk, Lost World, uses Chainlink 1 Archosaurus, Chainlink 2 Lost World, popping the baby, adding the pill. He forgot to add the pill here, but yeah, he'll add it later. So he summons Oviraptor, Oviraptor uses effect, adds the baby. Link summons into Linkuriboh, uses the effect of Ovi, popping baby, summoning another baby, summoning Scrap Raptor, using the effect of Scrap Raptor, popping the baby, summoning the Rex. Link summoning into the Wyvern, bringing back the Raptor, killing the Raptor, adding the Chimera. Special summoning the Raptor, Link summoning into Appaloosa, adding the pill that he forgot to add. Using normal summoning Chimera, using the effect of Chimera, special summoning the Raptor, uses the effect of Pill, special summons Tyranno from the deck, then synchro summons into Borreload, Savage, and yeah, attacks for game, easy peasy. Our fourth game of the week is up against Paleo Frogs, and honestly I'm not feeling that great after the last game. He opens up with the Swap Frog using the effect of Swap, dumping another Swap, then uses the effect of Swap, bouncing it back to the hand, discarding the Ronin and special summoning it again. Using the effect of Swap, he will pitch Dupe, and then banish this set Dupe to special summon Ronin. He will go into Totally Awesome, setting double back row and passing. In standby phase he will use the effect of Totally to special summon a Dupe Frog from his deck. I will just set a Man-Eater Bug and a Trap Hole and attempt to pass my turn, but he will activate Paleozoic Olenoides, destroying my back row. I pass my turn and in standby phase he activates the effect of Totally special summoning the Swap Frog and uses the effect of Swap Frog, pitching another Ronin Toad, then he will activate the Phantom Knights of Lost Vambrace, chaining the Olenoides from his graveyard, special summoning them both. Then he will go into Paleozoic Opabinia. Using the effect of Opabinia he will search Liancolia, then he will activate Liancolia from his hand due to the effect of Opabinia to special summon Olenoides. Next he will overlay his 3 level 2s into Anomalicaris, and then he will use the effect of Anomalicaris, popping our Man-Eater Bug. Next he will activate both Ronin Toad and special summoning them, overlaying into another Totally Awesome. He will then proceed to go into the battle phase and almost kill us. However, we are still not dead. We are left with 1200 life points. In standby phase he will detach from Toad, special summoning another Dupe. We draw into Wall of Illusion, we activate Yami to try and bait negations, but he doesn't bite. We activate Fisher, he still doesn't do anything. We activate Swords of Revealing Light, he uses the effect of Totally to negate it. We set 2 and pass, but he will in the end phase use the effect of Anomalicaris, destroying our back row, and then he will use the effect of Anomalicaris again on his turn, destroying our Wall of Illusion, and go for game. That's it, fourth game is a loss, guys. This is it, guys, the final game of the week, and it's up against Monarchs. We are gonna be going second, and our opponent opens with Pantheism of the Monarchs, discarding March and drawing 2 cards. Next he will activate 1 for 1, pitching the Kurez to special summon Idea from the deck, then he will use the effect of Idea, special summoning Eidos, then using the effect of Eidos, and he will activate Return Tribute, summoning the Erebus. Next he will add the Ether to his hand, sending Domain and the Prime, and using the effect of Erebus he will shuffle one of our cards into the deck. Next he will use the effect of Pantheism, revealing double Domain and Tenacity. We choose Domain because we don't care about it, like, at all. He will activate Domain, using the effect of Prime, he will banish 1 card from his graveyard and special summon it in defense. We can't do much here really, so we just normal summon the Samurai Skull, using its effect to pitch the Dragon Zombie for deck thinning. And our Fisher isn't really effective here because he has Prime in place, so we just set Reinforcements, Tour of Doom and pass the turn. He will use the effect of Ether on our turn, and using the effect of Stormfort he will tribute our Samurai Skull and his own Prime, special summoning the Ether. Next he will use the effect of Ether, he will add Erebus, send Prime and Pantheism and special summon another Ether from his deck. We will try and use Fisher, he doesn't chain the Prime, so we are able to destroy 1 Ether, but it's all downhill from here. He will use the effect of Prime, in the end phase special summoning it back to the field. We activate Tour of Doom, calling the coin toss correctly, so he cannot be normal summoning this turn, but alas, it's not gonna be enough. He adds Tenacity to his hand from the effect of Pantheism. Next he uses Tenacity, revealing the Erebus to add the Stormforce to his hand. He will switch all of his monsters into attack mode and attack us for game, because I didn't read Domain properly, and it gives Monarchs 800 attack points only if they're battling another monster. So I guess maybe we had another turn to live, and I honestly probably could have used the effect of Samurai Skull to special summon Vendread from the deck, but yep, we lost again. And here we are at the end of this week's episode. I sincerely hope that you enjoyed yourselves and that you will come back for more. Please do send me your replays and suggestions for new rules. See you in the next episode. Bye!
Hello, it is I, Pot of Greed. What do I do? Not important, I'm definitely not a Western spy. You might be wondering why I'm in bed, comrades. I hurt my back carrying Numel's channel. All of you come here just to watch me. Well, if you got this far into the video, make sure to like, subscribe and share the video with your friends. I heard he's really proud of this one. What are you waiting for? Bleh!